Imagine a podcast that takes you on a transformative journey where each episode unfolds like a story chapter in a book of becoming a more powerful you, a space that captures the essence of finding your voice while challenging you to embrace courage through inspiring stories of change and bravery, and testimonies that illuminate the path from moments of doubt to triumphant breakthrough. Welcome to Awakening the Warrior, a safe space that symbolizes the journey many of us face. Starting from a quiet lack of assurance, anxiety, and vulnerability, and growing into boldness, strength, and fearlessness, while learning to master the resilience, discipline, and commitment of the warrior within you. It's about stepping into your power, facing challenges with determination, and inspiring change, not only in yourself, but in those around you. Throughout life, we face moments that shape us, some lifting us, others breaking us. But true strength isn't just about surviving. It's about stepping into our boldest, most fearless selves, learning from the struggles, and turning wounds into wisdom. And today, I invite you to join me in exploring what it means and recognize who you are as the black sheep. Some of you may already acknowledge this idea, while some, you may not even have realized you belong in this category. Many of us have felt like the black sheep, the outsider, in a family or a community that just doesn't understand us. But what does it truly mean to be different? It's more than just having a unique mindset or personality. For some, it's feeling like an outcast because we don't meet the expectations placed upon us. And for others, it's learning to shrink ourselves just to fit in, becoming trapped in people-pleasing cycles that leave us exhausted and disconnected. The struggle doesn't begin in adulthood. It most likely started at birth through conditioning and environmental factors that shape the way that we see ourselves. Families often carry traditions, expectations, and unspoken rules that each generation is expected to follow. And when one person deviates from that path, criticism, control, and manipulation can creep in. And it's not always out of cruelty, but often from the desire to keep things the way that they've always been. But the truth is, change is inevitable, and breaking free from old patterns is necessary for growth. Some people withdraw from their family dynamics, not because of neglect or abuse, but simply because they were never given the space to truly become themselves, which evolves into resentment and emotional trauma. And over time, this can lead to overextending yourself, striving for approval, or even later, rebelling against the very structure that once defined you. And that's where we need to start breaking cycles, healing from generational expectations. Growing up in these environments teach us patterns, and not all of them are healthy. And if we feel unworthy, unseen, or out of place, we often carry these wounds into our adult relationships. We may end up in friendships, romantic relationships, or careers that mirror the dysfunction we were raised in, because we're trying to fill a void, a feeling of not being enough. And this is where trauma bonding takes root, forming connections with people who may not truly serve our best interests, but they feel familiar. So we find ourselves trying to prove our worth and trying to fix what was never ours to fix. Thank you for joining me. I'm KB Hannibal, your host and guide on this journey. And I've spent years learning about psychology, human behavior, and resilience, not just from books, but through life experiences that have tested my strength in unimaginable ways. And like many, I know what it feels like to battle self-doubt, anxiety, loneliness, depression, and trauma. I know how exhausting it can be to give too much while receiving too little. But I also know that within each of us, there's a warrior waiting to awaken. And like many, I face my own struggles, years of people pleasing, which led to chronic stress, emotional exhaustion, a diminished sense of self-worth, depression, anxiety, PTSD, and even health challenges. But instead of letting those experiences define me, I choose to use them as stepping stones to find my voice and my courage and my purpose. And as an introvert with a deep appreciation for meaningful connections, I understand the challenge of suffering through loneliness and self-doubt. And that's why I created this podcast, not just as a guide, but as someone who's walked the path. But here in Awakening the Warrior, we challenge those cycles, confronting the conditioning and expectations, releasing the mental weight that has held us back. We learn to step into a lion mentality, stand firm in strength, courage, and power, transforming not just ourselves, but the way we experience life and relationships. Awakening the Warrior is a space of exploration and liberation, a place where we can rebuild self-esteem, reignite motivation, learn to create boundaries, embrace our fears so that we can overcome them. We learn how to handle setbacks because every trial won't be a success. So don't feel ashamed or defeated. Strength comes from standing up for yourself and dedicating your loyalty to you. Even when it seems like a losing battle, giving up should never be an option. When it feels like everything is working against you and anxiety is holding you back from taking that crucial step, remember, you are never alone on this journey. We are a pride, bound by strength and unity, lifting each other up as we face these challenges together. Lions thrive in their prides because of cooperation, communication, and shared responsibilities. Their ability to work together ensures survival in the wild. This podcast isn't just about my perspectives. It's about yours also. I invite you to be a part of the conversation, sharing your insights, share your questions, and your experiences. And don't worry, if you feel that there's something you want to speak about that I may not have touched, don't be afraid to bring light to it. We can only heal through time, knowledge, action, and purpose. There will be so many topics that this podcast will touch on, and some examples of those will be exploring being a black sheep, leaving behind the lamb mentality, embracing lion mentality, and mastering warrior mentality, uncovering where transformation begins and ends. And from there, we'll dive into setting boundaries, overcoming fears, learning to live courageously, along with deep discussions on anxiety, depression, loneliness, and trauma responses, helping to navigate the challenge that often shape our journey towards healing and empowerment. And again, if you feel that there is something that relates, drop it in the comments or share it through a voice message where I will play it back on the following episode. And once there's enough engagement, I will be incorporating lives into the broadcast where we can have open discussions, and you as my Lion Pride family may even be welcome to come on the platform and co-host with me for a day. I want this to be as interactive as possible, and I want you to walk away feeling something positive came from this journey. I have a challenge for you, and I want you to stop what you're doing for a few seconds. Give me your full attention. I want to take you on your first journey. I want you to have foresight into what it is you can accomplish in life. I want you to see the end goals of breaking free. Let's take our first mental journey together. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and count to 4. Hold that breath for a count to 4. Now breathe out while counting to 8. Again, breathe in to a count of 4. Hold for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 8. Now, envision a life that you want, the life that you deserve, one that's free from timid, overgiven, people-pleasing traits, a life where you say no with a smile because it makes you feel good. A life where you are accomplishing whatever it is that you have been focusing on. You're not feeling any internal stress that's been shaped by trauma, manipulation, or toxic influences. And you feel all of that weight lift off your shoulders. And as you imagine the freedom of fully embracing you, finding peace, standing in your power, and living your life unapologetically, you're surrounded by family and friends. But this time, everything feels right because you've set boundaries. You speak the word no without hesitation. You've learned to put your peace of mind and self-worth first. And those in your circle, they have adapted to this new energy. And they have learned that to be in your presence, your energy demands respect. Not only are they honoring your newfound character, they are learning who you are for the first time. And they are encouraging and joyful and respectfully indulgent in this new aura that has encompassed the once dark, gloomy, depressed shell you lived in. And they're not judging you because all the radiant positivity that has embedded itself in you have weeded out the toxic people. The narcissist cannot use you as supply anymore. The energy demons, they've been exorcised. And the manipulators, they find your strength to be too overpowering. Anyone or anything that has been against you or draining factor in your life can no longer stand in your presence. They remain hidden in the dark shadows because misery loves company, but you no longer live there. See yourself smiling and being grateful and appreciative of all the healing you've accomplished. And you're dancing, but you're dancing like everyone is watching. Now, turn to them, and you're going to say out loud, and make sure the ones standing in the shadows can hear you, because this pertains to them. I am a warrior deep within. I am a warrior to my soul. I am a warrior. I stand strong. My battles with destiny unfolds. I will conquer every fear. I will take hold of my life. I'm a warrior until the death. I walk with purpose. I pose with stride. You've just reclaimed your power from every force that ever misused your emotions, mind, and body, no longer allowing them to be weapons against you, but harnessing them as your own source of strength. Now open your eyes. Take in a deep breath, count to 4. Hold it for a count to 4. Now exhale for a count to 8. And repeat that one more time. Let's make this your reality. Don't forget to join the movement. Follow the journey. Stand beside me on the battleground. Together, we will create the life you were always meant to live. New episodes will be uploaded every Tuesday, so please like, share, follow, leave voice messages and comments. These interactive moments will allow us to connect and dive deeper and build a vibrant community of lion-hearted, warrior-minded individuals embracing growth, bravery, and self-discovery. You can find Awakening the Warrior on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify to keep updated with encouragement. And as we close, I want to leave you with a song that I wrote, the anthem to this podcast, titled Warrior Energy. The song is a message of strength, resilience, and transformation. If today's conversation resonated with you, let this music be a reminder that you are never alone on this journey. This song was born from struggle, but also from the fire within, the same fire that fuels every warrior on this path. It's about breaking free, reclaiming power, and moving forward with courage. So take a deep breath, relax, let the words sink in, and let this be the soundtrack to your transformation.
I stand unshaken in the heart of the fire. Flames rise high, but I climb higher. Battles unseen, scars untold, yet my soul stands fierce and bold. No more chains, no more fear. or drowning in silent tears. I break through, fierce and free. The warrior within was always me. No more bending, no more shame, no more playing someone else's game. I own my voice, I take my throne. Standing strong, I walk alone. Enduring darkness while facing doubt. My fire within won't burn out. I set my boundaries.